Ryan, and this is Rebecca Wood, and we're doing an interview of Dr. Draper here for our Intro to Physical Education.
The first question is, what skills and personal qualities are needed for this job?
Well, first you have to have a certain level of education. To teach on this level, at the undergraduate level, you have to have probably at least a master's degree. To teach on the graduate level, you have to have a doctorate degree. And then practical experience in the field does help. But I would say first you probably have to have a certain level of training.
Okay. And the second question is, what are some advantages and disadvantages of your job?
The advantages, not many. I get to make a living. At time, I can get some time off because oftentimes we might get a 2-week break during Christmas. You can schedule yourself so that you can get maybe 2 months off during the summer if you do not want to teach summer school, because most of us most faculty operate on a 9-month contract, and then if they want to teach summer, they can enter into a separate contract for summer, but that is optional. So you can lead an inadequate lifestyle. The disadvantages, like any job, I mean, all jobs are going to have their parts that are pains in the neck. I mean, there are schedules to be kept, there are reports to be done, and there are problems that pop up. In addition, I do more than just teach. I am also a facility manager, and I have to run a facility that is constantly in demand of something. So in addition to teaching class, preparing for class, grading things for students, I also have to do the management of running a swimming pool.
Can you give a basic job description or your primary duties of the job?
Which job? Like I said,
Teaching.
Teaching. I have to develop and maintain course syllabi. I have to evaluate students on a regular basis. I have to update materials that's necessary to try to keep the information current so that students can get current policies and practices. And that is constant because as you all are finding out, and will find out, once you finish your degree and start working, your education will really begin. Because once you start working, you will have to continually educate and re-educate yourself so that you can stay current in your field and you can be proficient in whatever demands your field places upon you.
What is the most rewarding and satisfying part of your job? Or is there a reward?
No, there is. Seeing people progress, and classroom stuff. At the beginning, students come in with certain knowledges and skills, and at the end, they might have certain knowledges and skills by going through the curriculum. It is probably most easily seen when I'm teaching swimming classes, because you can see people coming in at the beginning with a skill level, and you can immediately see at the end the progression of the skill level by them being able to acquire the proficiencies in stroke mechanics. So the ability to help somebody to learn and improve either their cognitive knowledge and or their physical conditioning and skills and abilities is probably the most rewarding part of this job.
So obviously you did a lot of schooling, you have your doctorate. What tools did you keep from college to assist you in your job?
The ability to read, the ability to write, the ability to be able to reason, the ability to be able to juggle a number of different tasks as they would present themselves. The ability to improvise and think on your feet. Because that you have to do to negotiate the educational systems and to negotiate life.
Mm-hmm. And would you say that's one of the most challenging parts of your job?
Yes, that's the most challenging part of life.
Yeah. All right, well, what advice would you give a graduate in the physical education field? Just graduated and going out into the field.
Pursue what excites you. How do I put this? If you are good at what you do, you will be able to make the money necessary to make a reasonable living. In order to be good at what you do, you're going to have to put in the time. If you don't love what you do, you're not going to put in the time. If you're proficient at what you do, you'll be able to get paid out here. You'll be able to make a living and survive. So the real key is liking what you do, because if you like what you do, you'll be willing to do the work that's necessary to become proficient. And if you are proficient at it or excel at it, you will be able to make a living out here, rather than chasing something because you think it's going to make you a certain amount of money. It is very difficult to consistently do something every day that you don't like, regardless of how much money you get, because sooner or later, even the money will not be enough for you to keep doing it.
Well, thank you very much.